It is 4:07 here on a Wednesday in Newcrest. I'm Adrian and welcome to the Decades Challenge. As you can see, Willie stands alone. There's a reason for that. I have moved a lot of the other characters away. In the last episode, Petra died, leaving the kids orphans. They have neither mother nor father nor stepfather. They are all orphans. So, knowing that Willie was not going to be able to take care of them, he's a young man, he's in college, he can't work enough to support 4 children. So, he has split them up. He moved Angelica, his youngest sister, in with Anya and Gladys at the college women's home. She'll be cared for there. Lena always wanted to be a singer, so she and Jenny moved to San Myshuno. They had some Johnson relatives there who took them in. Lena didn't have any interest in going to college, so she wasn't the least bit upset to not be able to go to college. And so she ran off to the city with her closest sister, Jenny. So Anya and Angelica live with Aunt Gladys at the women's home, and Lena and Jenny live in San Myshuno with some Johnson relatives, and Jonas ran away. He disappeared. We don't know where he went. And so Willie sold his mother's house, moved to Newcrest, and this is where he is, in his new home at Newcrest. And you can see it's a relatively small home. It's got 2 bedrooms, and he had originally thought that Jonas would come with him and stay in the spare bedroom, but Jonas is gone. He doesn't know where Jonas is. Jonas is a teenager, but there's nothing Willie can do to find him. He's already tried. So he's going to keep this bedroom here for Jonas. If Jonas comes back, but for now it's just an empty bedroom. And Willie has this bedroom, and you can see his mother's artwork is all around the house actually, and pictures of Thomas are all around the house. This is it. This is the house. It's not very big. It's not very expensive. And this is the greenhouse. And Willie is still a college student, but he's going to make money growing plants, and he'll ultimately quit his job. And I wanted Willie to get a job as a Negro extension agent, and I'll explain later what that job is. He brought the piano with him because he's going to, on the weekends, play music at his uncle's juke joint because tips are excellent. And yeah, he's going to be okay. He's on his own. He's going to woo Rico and hopefully marry Rico. We'll see how it goes. And he's going to raise his farm. He's going to be a Negro extension agent. He's going to help other farmers in the area. He will be okay. So he's opening these packets, and we'll see what those are, and we'll start planting those. I think he's a level 4 or 5 already. Oh, he's level 3. Okay, he's already a level 3. So he's good there. And he's a level 6 in piano. So on the school front, he's going to have to do college by... He's going to have to do college by distance now. So in the 1940s, welcome to the 1940s, you could do college by letters. So you would do your coursework independently, mail in your results, and it would be graded, and that would be how a lot of people got through college. Let me pull up the rules to the 1940s. I forgot to do that. Okay, the big bit about 1940s is, of course, the war, and Willie is of age, so he's definitely going off to war. They can have a lot of careers, and female Sims must have a career. So the female Sims are going to be getting factory work or office work or whatever it takes to support the war effort. So they will be doing that. We don't have to ration meals anymore because of the abundance of federal jobs. Money is actually flowing pretty freely here, And the United States is making a lot of products for other countries now, because many other countries by 1940 were already into war for several years. So their manufacturing has slowed down. And this is an opportunity for the U.S. to become a major player in the world. So that's what's going on in our world. I want to queue up the next homework assignment. Oh, we didn't pay our water bill? We just moved here. We don't have a water bill. Okay, let's pay the bills. He got $22,000 for selling his mother's house, and he got a lot of money for selling her things. So he's ahead with 13,000 simoleons. I'm not sure if I'm going to adjust that down or not. I'm going to put this cake in the fridge, the cheesecake that never died. And this beautiful sink. I love this sink. I love this big cast iron sink. And this one's got a chicken on it, is part of the cottage living pack. So it's a country sink, which is fantastic. And you can see the house has a little bit of an upgrade to reflect the 1940s, even though realistically we know that a sim wouldn't move into a brand new super modern house. I do want to go ahead and move forward into the 40s and not get too stuck in the 30s with design. I also wanted to reflect some of the things that he took from his mother's house. And these dining chairs are definitely used to be hers. The table used to be hers. The couch used to be hers. The piano and rug. Her sheet music is on the table there. And the bed is hers. That bed is hers. So a lot of things came over from the old house. And these things make him feel more at home. I'm going to check his class schedule. Okay, he's got class in a day. And I'm going to have him quit his job because I want him to do some extensions. Or actually, I don't want to quit his job because that's so far that's all the money that he has. But I'll tell you what a Negro extension agent is. So an extension agent is the same today as it was in the 1940s. And that is where somebody will go out into the community and go out into rural communities and work with farmers, ranchers, and housewives on how to make the most of crops, how to make the most of animal husbandry, how to raise good, clean, healthy children, things like that. There was a surge in the 1930s across Europe and across the U.S. to improve the stock, quote unquote. What governments found was that during World War I, it was difficult to recruit because a lot of people were malnourished or undernourished, and they were not physically able to go off to war or to be sent off to war. So there was a rise in the 1930s to create the best citizens of that country so that when it was time for war, the men would be good and healthy and robust and ready to go fight for their country. And part of what came out of this was nationalist movements across the world, and most especially Germany, obviously, and attention to motherhood, eugenics, which is race purity or race clarity. And I know you know what happened in Europe with that focus on race clarity, but what you may not know is a lot of the study of eugenics, which is the differences between the races, which we now know today is not a thing, but a lot of scientists put a lot of hours into it. And when the Nazis started to adopt eugenics as a way to classify Jews, they invited American scientists. This is absolutely true. They invited American scientists over to lecture on how to accomplish eugenics. And the Americans went over and talked about the one-drop rule. This is something imposed upon African Americans. And basically, if you had 1/8 African American blood, which is if one of your grandparents had one African American parent, then you were considered African American. And that's the one drop rule. Who's this? Frankly? Oh, it's his sister. Okay. What is she doing here? So it didn't matter what you looked like. It didn't matter where you grew up. If you had 1/8 of your ancestry was African American, then you were considered African American. And I'm glad Anya showed up, because she's a great example of how people did not look like what they were. Anya, of course, has blonde hair, but her father was a mixed race man and her mother was a mixed race woman. And her mother, Petra, had a German father, or a German American father, and she had a Black American mother who did not specifically look like a Black American and who could easily pass as an American woman, especially since she was married to a German man and she was a part of his family. And so Virginia, the older Virginia, had some racial ambiguity that she was able to use to pass. And that is why her daughter Petra had blonde hair, because she had her hair reflected her mother's mixed ancestry. And so, oh, he's got to go to class. Okay. Okay, good. Where's Willie? I need the walls up are driving me crazy. Okay, so what I was saying was, so Petra, she had blonde hair. She's very fair skinned, but because her mother had a Black ancestor, Petra was Black. Now, Petra could have gone through life as a white woman. She certainly looked like a white woman. She certainly had the appearance with her family structure of a white woman. Nobody had to know that Virginia was, in fact, a Black woman. But Petra didn't want that. She wanted to celebrate both of her heritages. So she lived her life as a Black woman with German ancestry, and she taught her kids about their German ancestry. She named her kids with German names, some of them. That is how she lived her life. So, as I was saying about eugenics, that's a good example. Anya has blonde hair. Jonas has blonde hair. Angelica has blonde hair. Willie kind of has really light brown hair. Are those bees? Yeah. But I wouldn't call Willie's hair blonde. I would just call it really light brown. Oh, he's all over the place. Willie, do your homework, man. Are you that tired? Oh, he's really suffering. Okay. So when the Nazis heard about the way that the Americans determined the one-drop rule, the Nazis actually thought, wow, that's a step too far. You guys are really hardcore. And they structured the Nuremberg laws a little more generously than the Americans structured the laws that prohibited African Americans from being anything other than African American without lying about it. So the law that established the level, what the requirements were to be Jewish, which was 1/4, not 1/8, were actually easier on Jews than the laws to establish Blackness in America with the 1/8 rule. Not to say that the experience of Jews during World War II were less than. They were certainly horrible, horrifying. Many millions were killed. Many people suffered under the Nazi regime. And I've actually been to Dachau, which is one of the work camps. It wasn't one of the camps where they exterminated Jews. It was one of the camps where they worked Jews to death. So I visited that place. But not to diminish the Jews, just to point out that the laws enacted to protect Germans from Jewish blood were less severe than the laws enacted to protect white Americans from Black Americans. And that's a shameful bit of our history. Who was that? Oh, geez. That's his sister. Okay, she can come in. She probably needed him. You know, the siblings are very sad right now. Their mother just died. Now, Lena has moved to San Myshuno, so honestly, Lena shouldn't even be here. Hey, Lena, what's up? Good, good, guys. Okay, that was all she needed was a hug. That's so sweet. Rico is a woman that he met. I'm going to ask her to hang out. I never actually restyled her. I meant to, but I didn't do that. Okay, he is attracted to Rico, and there she is. And he's a very awkward sim. So I really want him to invite her in and to woo her because I want him to marry Rico. And Rico's not really dressed for the period. Oh, she doesn't like it. Wait, Rico, come back. You know we need you. Okay. Oh, man, I can't believe she hates it here. Ask for advice. Can we flirt? He's sad, so he can't really flirt. Brighten her day. Why does she not want to come in? Okay, good. Let's see if we can get some romance going, even though he's very sad. Let's try to flirt. Oh, this is sad flirting. Oh, she bit. All right. I don't want to go on a date because he's gloomy and the date is just going to go terribly. I like her voice. Aw, aren't you sweet? Good going. Ooh, I hope that was good. Ah, he's hungry. There's no food. Okay, she's got clay. Come on, play some music. She's going to fall in love with you. Come on, Rico. Fall in love. This always worked for his parents. Now, what girl doesn't fall over a guy that does that? Okay, let's go in for a kiss. He's feeling confident. I'm glad. Kiss her, man. Kiss her. This is it. This is gonna seal the deal. Oh, look at our Willie having a kiss. Did she like it? Yes, she did. Ha ha ha. Yes. Oh, he's tired. Okay, let's end this because I don't want him to make an ass of himself. Okay, Rico, bye. We'll make you love us later. Okay, there's our Willie. He's going to give his sister a key so she can come and go at will and meet that little kid down the way who is actually his cousin. I'm not sure if he knows that, but that kid is his cousin. And even though Willie is very shy and not outgoing at all, the job that he does as a Negro extension agent makes him a little more flexible. I hope Anya and Ezekiel get to know each other because they are both seeming to spend a lot of time here. So, I think this is where I leave you. I want to see if he's got school. Who are these people? Okay, same guy. If he's got class soon, I think he's done. Okay, he's got an exam coming up for just the one class. Good. So, cousins are here chatting away. the move to Newcrest is a good idea because now he gets to really hang out with his Johnson cousins. This is where I leave you. Thank you so much for watching. Come on back for another episode of the Decades Challenge. Bye-bye.